Hello, I'm Fast Lawyer. Today we are going to review Antiprism VR, a game released on the Steam store June 21st, 2021 for the HTC Vive, Valve Index, and the Oculus Rift. It normally retails for $18. I received a free Steam key through the Steam Creator Connect program to review this game, and I'm testing it out on the Meta Quest 2 using link cable. Antiprism VR is a shmup, a shoot 'em up bullet hell. If you've played Valve's The Lab Vortex, then you know the type of game this is. This is a VR version of a shoot 'em up where you're moving the ship with your motion controller. You avoid all the projectiles. Meanwhile, you try to take down enemies as fast as possible. In this game, you have a variety of weapons. You have upgrades to your ship. You can increase the hull strength, that's your health. You can increase your shields. You can increase your energy that helps you maintain your fire rate. And obviously, you can also upgrade your weapons or get a new weapon. You have shotguns, you have railguns, you have cannons, and you have missiles. Each of these weapons have different strengths and weaknesses. For example, the shotgun will have a big spread so you can get a crowd of enemies down quickly, or you have the missiles which are guided and will automatically go towards enemies and have a radius of explosion. You also have two different modes. You have the single player campaign and the survival mode. The campaign has 6 chapters, and I did originally plan to beat the game and then do a review, but after finishing chapter 3 and finally beating the boss at the end of chapter 3, I decided I did not want to continue playing. So I do have a total of less than 3 hours playing this game, and honestly I gave up because I just was not having fun. And if you watch the whole video, you'll see in this cut of the video I actually lose at the end of the boss fight, and that was because I had the wrong loadout required for this boss. When I finally beat the boss, I had a cannon and a shotgun both fully upgraded. Here I had 2 missiles fully upgraded, and I thought that would be enough, but it just wasn't. It's not the right strategy for the boss. And after multiple attempts, I finally did beat the boss, but instead of feeling good about it, I just kind of felt relief that it was over, and I felt it was more a matter of just having the right loadout to finally get over the hump versus skill, and it just wasn't a fun boss fight at all. Antiprism VR is running on the Unity engine. On my RTX 3080, I was getting steady 90 frames per second for the most part. However, I did notice a stutter or two during my almost 3 hours of playtime, so beware of that. Other than that, I did not experience any serious issues or bugs. There's not very many settings available in this game. In fact, they're only in regards to sound and the opacity of the UI, which I thought was very weird. There are no graphical settings. Before I get into more details on why I didn't have fun playing this game, let me mention some of the positives. I thought there was a good variety of weapons available. I did like how they all acted different. They also all had very substantial and nice upgrades to them. There is a nice variety of enemies, including boss fights, and I do like how there's different challenges thrown in there. So one moment you're fighting an asteroid field and just trying not to get crushed. Another moment you're avoiding these energy fields that move all over the place. And then obviously, like I mentioned, the different enemies and the different boss fights, that's all nice in here. However, there's also lots of negatives involved in this game. I think the biggest one for me involves the core gameplay loop. For whatever reason, it feels like you're moving these twin space fighter ships and you're moving them underwater. It feels a little laggy when you're moving these spaceships around. It's just not very responsive like it is in Vortex or in Spartaga, which are 2 excellent shoot 'em ups in VR. And it doesn't help that these twin ships are positioned away from your motion controllers quite a bit, so it doesn't even feel like you're holding them, and they're encased in a bubble shield that takes away from some of the visuals. And then there's loading screens in between each of the levels here, and you never really get that sense of space flight in this game. It kind of just feels like enemies are coming towards you. The different scenes look nice and there's some nice particle effects, but the combat just never feels exciting enough. It's just a little bit too static. It's not kinetic enough, and you're only pressing trigger. There's no secondary attack. There's no shields that you have to turn on. Yes, you do have shields, but they're just on automatically. So the combat ends up being just very super simple. Avoid damage, avoid the bullet hell, and just keep shooting and hope you have the right weapons and the right upgrades to get over the hump. There's not really a story either to the single player campaign. You just go from mission to mission. You'll see on my video that I was overpowered for one of the levels levels. That's because I was grinding to get more money to afford more upgrades so I could finally beat the chapter 3 boss. Lastly, as far as the sounds, I thought they were very underwhelming. I know this is a shoot 'em up, I know it's only $18, but it just really didn't feel all that impactful, and the music here was forgettable as well. So overall, I would say this game is just pretty mediocre and pretty forgettable, especially when you compare it to Zortex or my favorite shoot 'em up, Spartaga. And by the way, Spartaga is tough as nails, a very difficult challenge, so this has nothing to do with the challenge in the game. It's just not very fun to play. Anyways, if I have to score this game, I would give it a 5.5 out of 10. Like I said, it's pretty mediocre. I'm Fast Lawyer. If you enjoyed my video review, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of the video and me losing to this chapter 3 boss, but I did finally beat him or her.